Good afternoon, everyone. We have ourselves here a little Seiko box. This is a JDM SARB line box, so let's see what we get in it. I have a watch that I traded for someone. This is a SARB017, commonly known as the Alpinist. This is an awesome little automatic piece from Seiko, made primarily for their JDM market, although they do export it now. So, doesn't come from the factory on this bracelet. It comes on a leather strap. I bought it used. It didn't come with a leather strap, so I can't show it to you, but pretty much universally considered a garbage strap. Very plasticky and hard. So, some of the unique features of this watch are the primary unique feature, I guess, that everyone thinks of when they think of this line. Let's see if I get the focus. There we go. Is this little rotating compass bezel. So, I won't explain it in this video, but there's a process by which you can use the sun and a three-hand watch to determine which direction is north. So once you do, you can set it and then use this watch as a primitive sort of, not a compass, but like a bearing indicator, so that you can keep your bearing. I don't intend to actually use this very much. It's mostly just a cool chapter ring for me. But the other big feature that everyone likes is this beautiful green Sunburst dial. It's a very nice kind of radially brushed Sunburst with gold applied indices, and then little lume dots above each of the indices. It's got a cathedral hour hand and a syringe minute hand. Nice little arrow second hand with some lume. The lume on this watch is pretty good. It's not, considering how small it is, it's easily legible for most of the night, if not all night, depending on the kind of charge it has before you go to bed. But I do kind of wish that it had some way incorporated a larger amount of lume on the dial, but that beautiful dial with the applied indices would have been impacted as a result, so I'm not complaining too much. On the back we have the Alpinist logo. It says Seiko, water resist 20 bar or 20 atmospheres or 200 meters. Stainless steel, made in Japan. This is a Japanese made model, and then the case and movement codes, which are 6R15. So this has got a 6R15 movement in it. So it's basically a 7S26 with some nice little upgrades thrown in there. These movements are known to be slightly erratic when they are not fully charged. So if you're not wearing it, you put it down for a day, then you wear it for another day. So if you're doing it like an every other day rotation or every 2-day rotation, which is possible on this watch with a 50-hour power reserve, then you might notice it's a little inaccurate until the movement charges up. But otherwise, it's pretty accurate. 7S26, I've got nothing against that movement. It's a perfectly accurate movement. If you really want it more accurate, you can easily regulate it to within COSC specs. Has a black on or white text on black date window, which I think is a nice touch considering how dark the dial is. It's a decent size, no magnification of any kind. Sapphire Crystal, screw down crown. The crown is signed. With a nice deep S, the primary crown. The secondary crown is neither screw down nor signed, but that's just to rotate this inner chapter ring bezel. So, it's hacking, it's hand winding, it's got a quick change date, all the stuff you might expect from a mid-grade Seiko. The bracelet is a cheap, knockoff Chinese bracelet that is designed to impersonate a Rolex bracelet from the mid-2000s. It's got solid end links and screws, but it has the fold-over clasp with a huge amount of micro adjusts. So, and it lifts from the end rather from, from the, like, it doesn't have the flip and then the lift. It's got this nice little tab on the end. I love this bracelet. I think it adds a very nice look to the watch. Put it on so you can see. So, it's a roughly 38mm. We'll do some measurements in a minute, but it has this 20mm lug width that tapers down to 15.5mm across, and it just makes it very elegant looking, and it adds that Rolex Explorer-esque look that this watch kind of implies. But I think this is an excellent bracelet for this movement. They do sell a bracelet that is made by Seiko that does fit this case, but it's about $135, and it's got just regular split pins and nothing exciting. So I don't know. I would personally probably look for something like this maybe on eBay, just because it does add that nice taper. It's all brushed on the top, which kind of adds this topped brush look. The only thing that's polished on the top is the bezel. The sides are also polished. There's this beautiful beveling on the inside and the outside of the lugs. It's just a very beautifully machined watch. So let me clean it for a second for you. There we go. So let's do some measurements on it. This is just an initial impressions. I'm going to beat on this watch for a couple weeks and see how it holds up to everyday life. I have a feeling it won't have a hard time, but people do kind of question the reliability of these movements as far as accuracy over mixed use, so we'll see how that works out. I do not have sellotape on this set of calipers, so got a problem with that. I don't know what to tell you. 39.77. So it is listed as a 38 millimeter, but everyone I've talked to says it's at least a 39, and I'm getting closer to 40. So people are like, oh, it wears big for a 38. It's because it's not a 38. It's almost a 40. So don't feel like you can't wear this watch just because you're like, oh, 38's tiny, which that's a very modern thing to say, but I don't think you'll have a hard time. This is very much a Rolex GMT or Explorer 2 sized kind of watch. It's a little thicker though because of the 200-meter water resistance. It is 12.2 thick, and the lug to lug is probably going to be very reasonable because it's a Seiko. Yep, 46.2. So it's only 6 millimeters, basically 7 millimeters longer in the lug than it is across, which is a very nice, almost squared proportion. The crown is very nice. It's very smooth, excellent action, and a nice little pop when it comes free. You can hear the hand winding, and it screws in nice and easy. It's very easy to get the S level, which I like personally. I've had a screw down S signed Seiko before that it was almost impossible to get the crown to screw into the correct orientation. That drove me nuts. So yeah, just a quick little intro on this watch. I'm going to I'll just take a quick weight measurement of it on the bracelet. I'm not going to take it off the bracelet for this, but let me zoom out. There we go. Okay, what we got? 121 grams, so it's pretty light even on a bracelet. Definitely, I don't really notice it throughout the day. You just barely notice it's there. It's that kind of weight. So definitely a usable watch, and so I'm gonna put it through the good old Riley torture test of just me being clumsy and bashing around and cleaning and cooking and doing PT and stuff in it. So we'll see how it holds out. Thanks very much. Have a great day.